Bharani natives. Bharani natives, while Jupiter is friendly with your sign Aries, it shares luminosity with your ruler Venus. Now, this combination in 2026 transit of Jupiter is going to make you make choices based on your desires, and that are emotionally very intense, which is going to lead you into confusion, attachment, or even overindulgence. Now, in today's video, we are going to discuss how Jupiter's transit in 2026 from Gemini to Cancer, Cancer to Leo is going to impact different aspects of your life, which is your career, your finance, your family, your health. And also, I'm going to share a few practical remedies at the end. So, stay tuned, listen to the full video to understand the transit of Jupiter. In 2025, if you felt that the load was heavy, 2026 is going to, prove that your perseverance was very meaningful. So since March 11th, you would have noticed that the mental fog is lifting. Your ideas are finally picking up, that momentum that you wanted to. Jupiter is going to get exalted on June 2nd when it enters the sign of Cancer, which is happening after almost a decade. And through that time, during that time, it's going to go through two nakshatras, which is Pushya and Ashlesha. Now, this is going to be taking place in your fourth house, and the fourth house is happiness, fourth house is your property, inner peace, mother, all that area. So while Jupiter is in Pushya Nakshatra from June 16 to 18, your focus, which should be on structuring your creative projects or anything that is related to your children, because that's the house we're talking about. And then when in Nishlesha from August 18th to October 30th is going to bring a power play at home, and especially that power play is with your partner. Now, it could be related to money, it could be joint resources, it could be a loyalty issue, or it could be just a guilt. Any of these issues can take place. And then finally, on October 31st, Jupiter enters Leo in the Magh Nakshatra, which is going to highlight your fifth house, the house of creativity, romance, new beginnings, investments. And during this period, uh, you will feel encouraged, from that higher energy of Jupiter. That blessing is going to be there, which is going to make you confident, and you are going to embrace your own strengths, and you are going to let go of that self criticism that you do. You will step forward into the leadership roles, no matter how small they are, but with a guided firm ethical principles. So let's start exploring all the aspects of your life, starting with career. Now, the career outlook from March to May, all that groundwork that you've laid in 2025, Jupiter's forward movement in the Gemini right now is going to amplify your communications, which means that you will network more. Your communication abilities are going to get enhanced. This is going to be a very key strength during this year for you. However, you know, I would say be prepared for that occasional delays in the responses or approvals that you're waiting for. Any project that you're working on might get a little delayed. So stay patient for that time. Now, from June to August, as Jupiter reaches its peak strength on June 2nd, your professional standing is going to solidify. Those in creative fields or hospitality or even nurturing roles like doctors or nurses will see a high point, in terms of moving from simply contributing role at work to becoming a pillar at your workplace is something is going to happen in that, in some capacity. That recognition is going to come. So now Jupiter is going to enter Leo in October in the Magh Nakshatra. This is the time when you'll experience a surge of that leadership energy that we have been talking about, and you will feel compelled to embark on your own venture. Trust your intuition, but before making any major moves, do consult an astrologer to review your personal chart. Now, turning to your finances. Now, the financial outlook is going to be such from the period of June to October is going to mark one of the most promising windows for your financial security in over a decade. Uh, because it is going to activate your fourth house. You may see gains from real estate or any ancestral assets or family supported business, or how you have family run businesses. That's a kind of a thing that will benefit you more. Now, as Jupiter transits into Pushya Nakshatra from June 18th to August 18th, this is going to be a very good time for you to make any major stable purchases if you want. If you have been planning to invest in a home or a vehicle, this planetary alignment is going to favor that deal, and it's going to serve you well for the years to come. So go ahead and do it. However, between July and August, it's crucial to keep a very close eye on your lifestyle expenses. Sometimes we get overconfident and we spend more. So I would say avoid letting your newfound prosperity lead you into unnecessary spending. Try to maintain and avoid overconfidence this year. And while your finances are still, going up, that discipline has to be maintained. So, Bharani natives, for you, you are known to carry a lot of emotional responsibility for your loved ones to a point where it becomes uh, a very heavy baggage for you. Starting from June 2nd, when Jupiter reaches its exaltation, you'll notice that this burden is going to feel light. Your home will transform into a space for recovery and peace rather than stress, what you have been encountering in 2025. You will during this time would want to move to a greener space, and then if you do plan to move, or if you're thinking really strongly about this, June to October is going to be a very good opportunity for this transition, so that you can benefit from your move. Now, coming to your romantic relationships, the middle of the year is going to highlight your nurturing qualities. It's going to foster very strong and very supportive connections with your partner. This is a time, that rekindling of the romance is going to take place, but on a very stable ground. Then beginning in October, as Jupiter transitions into Leo, into the Mag Nakshatra, it activates your fifth house. Now, the atmosphere is going to shift towards a greater romance and creativity, children. That's going to be the focus. Even the investments. Now, this period is particularly auspicious for those considering expanding their family, or even embarking on a very creative endeavor that you have been thinking about, that is like a hobby that you wanted to do for a very long time, and you will do in a partnership with somebody you really love. Go ahead, this is a very good time to do that, but again, get your chart checked. Now, for singles, the closing months of 2026 is going to present a very exceptional favorable window to meet someone which genuinely appreciates you and your true value. So go ahead and date that person, and who knows, you might end up marrying that person beginning of next year. Looking at your health, as Venus, you're a Venus ruled sign, and you always have a tendency to overindulge in food, especially sweet food. My advice is that it is important this year to be mindful about your diet during Ashlesha transit from August 18th to October 30th. This year, your energy levels will be very closely linked to your emotional well-being. Your home environment becomes good or balanced, so will your mind be. Now, you'll notice, especially after June, that you'll notice that your physical health is improving. You're keeping very well. If you're recovering from an illness, you will see a lot of changes. Keep a particular focus on maintaining your heart health and your vascular health throughout the year during this Jupiter transit. The remedies. So, for the remedies to align with Jupiter's energy this year, one, we can nature gives us something that we don't produce, like trees. So on a Thursday morning, you can offer some milk with a pinch of saffron in it, or turmeric to a tree or a plant. This simple remedy is going to activate your nurturing potential. So do that. You're connecting with the nature here for more blessings. Once a week, try to practice a kind of a fast. It doesn't have to involve food. It can be, abstaining yourself from a particular habit, or even, taking a digital detox. And this brings us to the end of the video, but keep in mind that 2026 could be the year when pressure transforms, a coal into a diamond. So from June to October, you'll have the support of an extremely powerful Jupiter placement. Again, it's an enemy relationship with Venus, which creates a little bit of tussle, but other than that, it's a benefic planet in general. So take advantage of this period to strengthen your home life, to heal emotionally, and to get ready for a burst of creativity late October. But in it is, what is one burden you're prepared, as I mentioned as a remedy also, what is one burden you're prepared to let go of this year? Share your thoughts in the comments, and if you like the video, do share it with others, and don't forget to subscribe for more such videos.